From divine Sister of the Light Natalia, Alba, beloved ones, we are entering into a wisdom portal emphasized by Uranus moving into Gemini and the 7-7 passage, which will continue throughout August, helping us integrate and decode the recent solar transmissions. It is a passage reigned by the silence that shall prevail when we are in deep soul communion, continuing with our metamorphosis process as we integrate change, shifting thought patterns and deciphering the new codes embodied and guidance to initiate a new trajectory, being only guided by our soul compass as we navigate the waves of change. Silence is key during July for us to discern, evaluate, and decide if we wish to change our current trajectory or continue navigating our chosen one. We have a very important month to approach change as a natural process that needs to occur for us to become anew, for us to move forward and disengage from the ashes of the old. Uranus is a catalyst for change. In Gemini, it comes to transform our minds. It is a great force that comes to show us where we are still attached to the old, where we are not growing, evolving, and hence living. For when we want to remain in the old ways, an aspect of us dies, remaining soul fragmented, dwelling in the shadows we are not, even though they are too part of us. July, despite being seen as a quiet month, holds the keys to this transformative year as we have Uranus, the great shifter, impacting us deeply by moving into Gemini, ruled by Mercury, which will be retrograde. For those resonating with retrogrades, retrograde planets will also be a remarkable event during July, as astrologically we have Neptune retrograde in Aries on July 4th, Saturn retrograde in Aries on the 13th, Mercury doing the same on the 18th, and Chiron at the end of the month on July 30th. All retrogrades are nothing but a reflection of what we are creating internally. Retrogrades are an illusion from our planet, and fomenting it will only keep us attached to an old frequency and ways of being, diminishing our personal power of creation and again giving it to outer forces that do not rule or control our lives. Retrogrades are part of the spiritual distortions that still rule the collective mind. Beliefs that are keeping many attached to fear, mental, energetic, and spiritual slavery, for they are not yet ready to govern themselves and their lives. We all have our time to step out of what is not authentic. Retrogrades will only impact your personal experience if you choose to create this reality for yourself, for that is how powerful you are, not because they can truly impact you negatively. Once we release any links to the astral, human illusions, and other distortions, and liberate our minds, we start living in total freedom, sovereignty, and authenticity, being the only creators of what we experience. Those of you who are still choosing to believe in retrogrades, then they will be very real to you, impacting your lives as you have chosen them to affect you. July brings many changes as Uranus moves into Gemini, precisely on the 7-7 passage until November 8th, 2025, when it will be back in Taurus until the 26th of April, 2026, when Jupiter will finally settle into Gemini for 8 years until 2033. Venus will also move into Gemini on July 4th. These are important changes for us to start freeing our minds, as Uranus in Gemini invites us to do, from limitations, distortions, and impediments, to see our true power and reality. Uranus is a great accelerator of change, a great awakener, and it is now in this transitional window when many will start liberating themselves from fear, mental slavery, and the deep polarization they are immersed in. Uranus in Gemini is going to represent a mental reset, in which we are to invite to start by recalibrating and balancing our nervous system, mind, and entire brain complex to achieve a more balanced state between heart and mind. For it is all about learning how to act within divine love and heart-mind coherence at the same time to obtain soul-aligned outcomes. It is a time for us to correct our mental bodies, our minds, and adapt to the organic change that needs to occur for us to move into the next level of consciousness. This is a phase for us to balance our ego, open our minds to higher truths, and above all, integrating the higher mind, which is what Gemini represents, into our human lower one, as the only way to merge opposites, creating more synthesis and balance between our human self and divine one. This will be a critical period for technological advancements, liberation, and many planetary changes that, despite their chaotic nature, will turn into a profound liberation. The most important change is the one we create within ourselves, as the rest will only be reflection of what we are inside. May you be only the harmonic, loving, and peaceful divine messenger that you are, so all reflects your beauty, wisdom, and power, beloveds. With an infinite love from NataliaAlba.com.